Hello, and welcome to Rolling Escapades Season 2, Episode 9, Part 1, the series in which 9 dudes get together, play Dungeons & Dragons, have fun, and put it on the internet. They are all here, but for the simplicity of logistics, Rob is at the table on his own. They're all outside. Cool. Announcements, as always, we're sponsored by Destai, awesome makers of chainmail goodness. You might be able to see on the table dice bags and stuff sort of dotted around. There's no one to hold them up today. Key rings and things, yeah, they're around. There's links in the description below. Go click on, explore, buy. It's all awesome, pretty stuff. And you can find links to Destai's macrame stuff as well, which is coloured paracord into various forms of accessories. You'll find in the description as well links to the artist for the campaign, Christopher Rose. He's made the awesome pretty character art for us. You can get commissions from him at his Facebook page, it's in the description, and you can buy his DM's Guild products, link in the description. Yep, all of the down there. Also a link to our Patreon where you can help support us do things so we can do more awesome stuff like this. Couple of tiers, all the information's there, go check it out. You can get early video access, or you can get Discord access and come and talk to us. And then there's all the social medias, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram. We're on Twitch, twitch.tv/FURN Gaming. We have a monthly podcast on iTunes and Podbean, just search the FURNcast. I think as of this episode coming out, the next episode will be going live tomorrow at about 3:30 p.m. And we will be discussing Endgame, Avengers Endgame. It will be very spoiler heavy, so don't tune in if you haven't seen it by that point. Cool. Do you have any announcements to make, Rob?
No.
Cool.
No one else? Oh, you're not here.
Okay, so having made it back to Jofriem with Ayen, the Errant Guard quickly organised a meeting with the council in order to deliver the information that he carries. Unfortunately, the unknown power of the elves strikes first, removing Ayen's memories of the information that he had. He did manage to say that the elves were on another plane of existence, and that one of the islands off the coast of Avandra has a portal there. It's agreed that the council will give the Errant Guard some time off whilst they do the research of the existence of the islands, and will send the Errant Guard to investigate once confirmations have been made. The Errant Guard agreed that they were going to spend 3 days in the city before travelling over towards the Turquoise Lagoon for a young lordling's birthday. And they spent the 3 days running various errands, doing training, research, all sorts of funky things. So we are continuing with that today as Darek. Your things, you did some research, you've already done research into the symbol, didn't find much information, and you had a conversation with Erlau, who is attempting to teach you a cantrip from the wizard spell list right now.
Yeah. Two things. My background is sage, so I've got the researcher thing, so if I can't find stuff out, I know where I can find it or something like that. I don't know if that affects anything I did last week. Probably not.
No, not in essence. You went
I did
looking.
forgot to say it. So
Yes,
I'm
that's
just
fine.
double checking.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I also wanted to ask Eliel for a book from her private library to read on because I've got a long journey I'm going on, so having a book to read.
Is there anything in particular you wanted, or just a general book?
Is there from her private library? Is there any sort of? I imagine I haven't seen any of those books before. Well, I have seen them before.
Yeah.
But,
Yeah.
In terms of like,
They're pretty unique.
They're unique tomes to her personal library. Anything that can either anything about elves and elves or history, or if there's nothing like that that catches my eye, then just something about something that shit. So I'll ask her to pick one for me.
Okay. She doesn't have anything so much on elves.
Okay.
It's but through no lack of trying. She just hasn't been able to find the information.
Yeah.
She will offer a book on ley lines, saying that she's not currently researching them and she's content with the information she's got so far.
Yeah, I'll take that.
Cool. I will at some point give you a book title and author.
I'm just going to write a ley line book for now.
Yeah, that's fine. Yeah. At some point I'll work out the name.
Excellent. And then I imagine we're going to go on to,
Yeah, part 2. Yes, because potentially when you leave, because you had quite a late meeting with Erlal, and you like writing in your diary, you will at some point open up your diary and find a message on the first page from Immarel.
Shit.
We're not requesting a meeting, that's far too polite, stating that you are going to be meeting in a couple of hours at your residence as per the norm.
Oh, that's actually, I was actually kind of expecting him just to turn up at some point in my residence while I was there. I'd be like, oh yeah, because he does that, and I'm just like so creeped out. But he gave me advance warning. Oh,
yes.
He must think more of me slightly. That's nice. That's good to know. I'm advancing in his eyes. Cool. I make sure my place is tidy and the time.
Yeah.
And the time very presentable and neat.
Perfect.
And I await his arrival.
Awesome. So the time comes, he does his normal thing of just appearing, and you can look at him. You know it's Erlal.
Immarel.
Sorry, yeah,
It's
Immarel.
Erlal, I'm fucked.
Yeah, it's Erlal. You're like, oh no, oh no. Immarel, because he hasn't. The training you've had from various people, they've always come in the form of Immarel, but they've had the eye colour changed so you could differentiate who it was.
But this is Immarel.
Immarel. Right.
Why do we make this so complicated?
Yep.
Okay, it's Immarel.
Right eye colour and everything. I think I actually might have said his eye colour before in the previous episode before, something like that, but whatever. So Immarel, yes, he is there.
That might be the one I wasn't here for when you were describing him. Yeah.
Yes, yeah. You were not here for that. Let me just quickly pull up. It's 2 episodes ago. It's episode 7. I will quickly grab his description. High elf, light blue robes. He carries a black staff with a white orb at the end. Light brown hair and blue eyes, a very slender build. That's what he looks like.
Good to know.
Yeah. So
Any sort of pointy hat or just?
No pointy hat. No obvious wizard hat. I mean, even his robes, they're more like they're almost like traveling robes, but they're if you were to combine traveling clothes and fine clothes, that's probably what you would end up at.
Oh yeah, no, he's definitely kind of fancy about it. Yeah.
But they're not like your standard. Oh, that's a wizard or that's a sorcerer sort of where it's more of a that's a noble.
Yeah.
Kind of thing. It's another element to his disguise.
Yeah, it's kind of out of my head a bit anyway. Yeah.
Cool.
Cool.
Perfect. So he says, "Good evening, 19.
Master.
Putting it bluntly, what did Ayen tell the council?"
I tell him that Ayen told the council that the elves he'd found the elves.
Mm-hmm.
They were on a different plane of existence,
Mm-hmm.
and that he Had he found, or did he suspect there was a portal? He found the portal.
He knew there was a portal.
He knew there was a portal.
It's not that actually. It's not that he found the elves. He came from the elves.
He came. Well, I mean, he found them physically. He found them. He tracked them down physically. He was there. He sort of saw them.
Oh yeah. Well,
was that your impression?
No, that might just be the way I've transferred information. Ayen came from where the elves were. He was one of the elves that left, and he made the journey. He managed to make the journey back across.
Oh right. Okay. He wasn't. So he wasn't sent by the council. He was actually. He's a defector, not a spy.
Yes.
Okay. Right.
Yeah.
So I'm with you now.
Yeah. So yeah. Cool.
I probably should watch that video.
that was a surprising amount of information.
Yeah. I probably should watch the lore dump. Yeah.
Yeah. So we're all sort of takes a moment, has a think. Okay.
Yeah, and I told him about the portal on the island.
Yeah. Okay. And what are the council planning to do with that information?
They are searching for the portal. They don't know exactly where it is. And I believe then they are going to send us through the portal to look for the elves, as far as I'm aware. But they are not tasking the Errant Guard with finding the portal. And they are giving us, because they intend us to go through the portal, they are giving us a period of rest until the portal is found, and then we will be called to action.
Very well. Let me know what the council tells you about where the portal is. Is information I wish to know.
As you wish, Master.
Where are the Errant Guard heading next? If you have no card
The
tasks.
Turquoise Lagoon?
Yeah, Turquoise Lagoon, yeah.
We're into the Turquoise Lagoon.
For the Lordling's birthday, I assume. That'd be a good time to keep an eye on the Lordling. See if we can work out what's going on there. Information is always important.
As you wish, Master. We have not been travelling together long. They still do. There is still I do not think it's an air of distrust. I just think it's an air of they have the members of the Errant Guard have their secrets and they are not willing to share yet. But I am forming good relationships with some of them. I will work on. I'm going to continue to work on it as we progress.
Good. People can take some time to trust, but that's expected. What else happened in Grassbury? Your message was very loose in its terms, and you left very quickly.
Yes, surprisingly quickly. We arrived in Grassbury and identified there were several problems afflicting the town. There was danger in one of the nearby woods, and there was danger in the mines, the Grim Forge.
Yes.
The Grim Forge mines. In one day, we were able to neutralise both the forest and the danger in the mines. But the reason that we had to do it so quickly is because Ayen had been taken by the spiders in the woods. We rescued him from that, and once he came back to consciousness, Elderan and Aegis talked to him for a short time, and we then left immediately. The two of them were Lord Skylark and Aegis were very agitated. They seemed to know a lot more about this situation than I did, certainly, but a lot more than had let any of us know in the build-up to this scenario. I will endeavour to find out more. But perhaps now that officially I am Lyle's apprentice, perhaps if you took Aegis on as your apprentice, it would help you learn another relationship to acquire knowledge of what he knows. He seemed very personally invested in this situation with the elves. Being an elf may have something to do with it.
Yes, I assume he has discovered the memory loss. That is his main focus right now. Point of interest, because again you weren't there when they were talking about islands, because you've literally just reminded me, it was Elderan who said he'd heard rumours of existence of islands off the north, west and eastern coasts.
Yep.
I should say that the other way around, because it sounds like I'm saying northwest and northeast. The eastern and northwest coast.
Yes. Rather than the east northwest coast.
Yes.
Which is nonsense.
Yes.
Yeah.
I just realised, I think someone, when I said it before, the northwest and eastern, they thought I meant northwest and northeast. But I don't.
Right.
I mean east
and
northwest. Yeah. I will consider that. Depends on whether there's anything you wish to be trained in. He seems a lot
If you believe it will help with your goal, Master.
Yes. Maybe, yes.
Perhaps, Master, if you told me more about your goal and the goal of your group, it would allow me to give you more useful information and find out more useful information.
Well,
Did you have a hand in Ayen's memory loss?
Do you think I had a hand in it?
I do not know. That's why I'm asking.
And what would your thoughts be if I did?
That it would. I could then hinder Aegis in his quest to find out to seek the knowledge that he has lost. But I understand, Master, that I am a junior in this organisation, and
yes,
I only seek to help you, Master.
Yes, I indirectly had a hand. Yes.
Insight check.
Sure, go for it.
I'm gonna try. Oh, yeah, it's not really. It's probably not worth mentioning. 14.
14.
Yeah, I probably can't touch him.
Yeah, no.
With that, no, I haven't got a chance.
Unfortunately, not.
No, it's a bad roll.
that's one of his bad rolls, but
yeah, but I still can't get anywhere near him. Yeah. I'm only level 6. I need to get to.
You've got a while to go.
Yeah. Need to get that proficiency up a bit more, don't I? Yeah. Put a bit more into wisdom and charisma and stuff. Yeah. Okay. Worth a try.
It was.
But he has just confirmed that. Yeah. He had a hand in it. Okay.
Yes, indirectly. Yes.
Indirectly.
Which
I suspect. I mean, it's confirmation what I suspected. Yeah.
Yeah. When the Errant Guard entered the gate, you saw me, or you saw one of the other teachers as me. Obviously, I was not there. I had an alibi somewhere else, just in case my name was brought up to the council. But yes, indirectly. We like the elves being where they are.
Then my suggestion of hindering Aegis in his quest, that suits your ends?
It does. The information lost is important information that's been lost. However, should the Errant Guard, or should the council confirm the existence of this portal and the Errant Guard gets sent through it, I will not expect you to attempt to hinder that. I fear that will just result in your death. That's a needless death. So potentially, if you find it and you make it through, maybe find other ways to force them back through the annoyance of elves or something. I don't know. I'll leave it to you to work out.
As you wish.
I will consider making Aegis an apprentice. I do not know what I can teach her, but only what I can. We'll look into it at the bare minimum. Is there anything interesting you found out about your party members?
Nothing else.
Okay, good to know. Very well, 19. Keep doing what you are doing. Well, I'll be in contact. Any teleports? Sweat just dripping.
Yeah. Whew. I was going to make a perception check then. Or he may have just like innately read me and just like, oh, he's lying, okay, but I'll leave it for now. I don't know. Oh, it's so scary. Okay.
Either innately read or he decided that he's just going to take you at your word.
Give a shit, yeah. Okay, cool. Awesome. Any other secret things happening to Darek?
The other thing I could think of was you were going to sneak off and give the orphanage some cash.
Yeah.
Which I feel like keeping that off away from everyone else is an interesting thing for the time being.
Okay. Yeah.
Because it reveals a lot more about Darek than it should do.
Yeah. Yeah. So I on maybe even that night because I probably wouldn't do it that night because he's feeling weird. So it'd be a night when nothing's happening.
Yeah. So it'd be the following
following
night,
evening. Yeah. He invisibility. I sneak out. I go to the orphanage.
Yeah.
And I go and.
Or even actually, it probably would have been the evening before. Thinking about it.
Yes. So it's the first evening because I know I'm meeting with Lyle and yeah.
Yeah.
So I sneak out and I go to the orphanage and I give Metchin 100 gold.
Awesome.
And I just have a quick check in with him.
Yeah, he's all good. He's happy to see you. Sort of asks what you've been doing, and then there's a little bit like, what? Based on how little information, however much information you give him.
I do tell him I'm part of I'm now part of the Errant Guard.
Mm-hmm.
And I tell him that means I'm going to be away from the city for possibly extended periods of time. But when I am back, I will be coming to see him and keep giving him money.
Mm-hmm.
And he looks well, and the orphanage looks fine. Everything.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes, it is all doing fine.
Hooray! Excellent. Yeah.
Awesome.
And that's us done, isn't it?
That is you done. Yeah. People.
What? But you didn't summon everyone.
Oh, so apparently it doesn't work.
Your magic's not quite good enough.
Yeah, apparently not.
More beans.
It looks like there's only 8 of us today. We have no idea where Evan is. Which actually is really useful when I wanted to do Evan's stuff today.
Might be a bit of a short episode. Oh well.
So Shamshir does stuff. We're about to go back in.
Wasn't he going to Wales at some point?
I don't remember.
I don't know.
I think you mentioned it a while back, but I can't remember when he said he was going. I know it was soonish.
Well, maybe he's in Wales.
We might be in Wales.
We'll find out at some point later. Not now.
Yeah, I mean,
If you're in Wales now, if you find him,
Please send it back.
That's
Express
a bit
delivery.
We're a bit late at this point.
Still, send it back in a
okay.
box.
So Shamshir does stuff. We'll go back in time next week.
Shit, we've got time travel in this? Oh, god damn.
Apparently, and resolve Shamshir's thing.
The
Okay, yeah, this might be a short episode. I was supposed to take up a lot of it. Hey ho.
Random encounter.
So,
Look, a dragon.
Run away.
Yeah. Oh fuck.
You're not fighting a dragon at this level. Maybe a
Totally
baby
fight
dragon.
a dragon at this level.
so you can fight a dragon.
You
at
can
this
totally
level.
fight a
You can
dragon.
fight a young dragon at this level quite
Yeah.
easily.
Yeah. They're totally within the range.
I mean, you're not fighting an ancient.
No, you're getting eaten by an ancient. You're
We're not even getting eaten, we're just getting turned into ashes.
No, the appetizer.
So that's not necessarily true. It depends on the dragon. So
Ashes, liquidation,
you guys have spent
frozen
A
statues.
puddle of some description.
3
Shut up.
days in Jofriem doing activities.
Yeah, activities.
You have all met
Everyone
back.
else's activities.
Weird
have a-
message.
Oh.
I'll be down in a bit. People doing solo RP sessions at the moment.
Question mark.
Was meant to be yours.
Well, we'll keep going with this, and we
Yeah.
might do some time travel in a minute.
Yeah, there'll be time travel this episode. Okay. Cool. Yeah, I was gonna say, can someone else reply to that?
Done.
Perfect.
I
Thank you very
misspelled it, but
much.
it's still done.
Yeah. So, you guys have all met at Elderan's residence on the 1, 2, 3, the 24th of Praetor at, the 25th of Praetor at midday.
Oh, we're there then.
Yeah.
It's half about to leave.
One sec.
Oh, we're about to leave.
Mhm.
Right, okay. So you were saying
Yes.
We're there. I was like, what
Yeah,
So
we're-
we're at Elderan's house in Jofriem.
We're meeting up
Right.
after all our personal shit.
Yes, for
Oh,
3 days. You've met at Elderan's residence as opposed to
Yes.
the Skylark city.
Yes, that's
Skylark
okay.
town. It's not a city. It's a town.
Yes.
Okay.
Just so,
It could be one day.
What does your gaff look like?
Hmm?
What's your gaff look like?
What my house?
Snazzy.
Like it's it's the second floor apartment, like the entire floor. 3 rooms, like bedrooms, a kitchen, and 2 reception rooms. Quite well done. Eggshell blue on the walls with gold gilding on the architraves. You know.
Cool.
And surrounded by horses.
And yeah, there
Yeah.
are now 10
Fancy
horses in
noble
the stables.
yes, there are now 10 horses in the stables.
Very
Busiest,
fancy.
busiest this stable has ever been. Yeah, it's not a massive. It's not an overly massive house. He's the son of a noble, but he's the younger son, so he doesn't inherit the manor house.
Still.
But
quote,
it's still bigger than your average building. You know, your average house of residence is going to be.
quote from our missing companion. I'm not there for 10 minutes. Go buy shit in own.
Earn.
Sorry, if anyone needs to buy any last minute things.
I think I might buy some health potions actually, whilst he does mention.
I have no money.
Well, we can.
Do you need anything?
Well, you guys have a party
Have a
front
house.
end, so-
Yeah, exactly.
But what if you had
Can
2
anyone
axes?
revive
Do you
yet?
want a
What
spare?
level would you get revived at? Nathan? If you can get it to level
Do you
5.
want I think it will break 5 or 6, yes.
Do you want a whip?
It will be
Sure.
level.
Excellent, I'll buy a whip.
Because you're a
How much
half
is the whip?
caster, not a full caster. It will be like level 10.
Sling.
You get third
Shape
level
into like
spells
some Indiana Jones.
quite late. Buy spell scrolls.
If I spell scrolls.
We might have to.
You could buy me like 5 great axes, so I can have great axes that I throw, and then the ones that I don't throw.
Or one for each day
You
of the
can
week.
make yourself some great axes.
Great axe.
I'll
Great
just
axe
do
which is
Shamshir
stay for a
stick
week.
with great axes.
Thing is,
Yeah,
that
how
does more
much
damage.
health potions going
But it's the same damage.
Health potion. So a regular health potion will cost you 50 gold.
Mm-hmm.
A
I thought we already bought potions.
We did,
Oh,
we
we
bought-
found potions.
Oh, we found them,
We
right.
can buy more because we're still waiting for someone to show up.
No, I'm just
hang on, let me double check all the things.
It's just I've only got 1, so I was thinking I might grab another one. Someone just dropped their glass vial. Probably an expensive health potion.
That. 50 for a normal, 200 for a greater, 2,000 for a superior, 20,000 for a supreme.
I'm gonna grab 2 normals, I think.
Cool.
What,
I'm
two
going to buy
Supremes?
3 Supremes. Oh no, what?
If anyone tells me
I'm
they're
not
buying
alone.
supreme, I'm telling you your gold is wrong.
And also that every story's have to stop.
Your gold is wrong.
Well, that as well, yeah.
What, you say it's counterfeit or something?
I will buy 12 Supremes, please.
You suddenly discover that all your gold is in fact copper.
Oh no, you
Whoops.
get 12 Supremes,
Oh, yeah,
and they're really all poison.
They're all potions of poison.
Supreme poison that kills you instantly.
That's a bit hard.
The poison's been mixed.
There's a save attached to it.
Alright, yeah, save.
DC 50.
Liam, the poison
You get-
potions have been mixed. What happens?
Poison potions. Well, I mean, we roll on the table and see what happens. You might have just killed the town, but
You become permanently poisoned
yeah,
forever.
yeah.
Can you get that cleansed if you get permanently poisoned?
Nope.
Not forever.
There's
So-
a thing about the word permanently in there.
Yeah.
No, but it's also to get rid of poison, so.
Nah, that's it. You're poisoned indefinitely. Okay. Anyone else buying potions are using your party funds to buy anything? You have a lot of money in the party funds.
This is true. Can we get see if we can. How much does a cloak of protection generally cost?
No
Generally,
idea.
just question.
Not at all.
Does anyone need to upgrade armor or?
We have 1,000 gold. Yeah, thereabouts.
Or weaponry or shield or anything like that? Or buy a shield? Can you use a shield? You've got great axe.
I mean, I can, but yeah. One-handed great axe isn't great.
Does anyone need materials?
About
Spellcraft?
3,500 gold
Oh, that's more than I thought it was, okay.
because it's a really good
It's
item.
good.
Yeah.
No, none of my stuff is material.
Therefore, it is expensive.
Yeah.
I guess then we just hold on
Not
to
that
the
the
money.
staff can't.
Yeah, for now.
Did you guys ever separate out the money that came from the spiders?
I think we just
We put it all in the
decided.
party fund, I think.
Yeah.
Divvied
Okay.
up sections and then put
Why?
most of it into a party fund.
The party fund should be a lot bigger than 1,000 gold if that money all went into the party gold. Because there was 936 gold in the spider gen.
No, because people took money out of the first one. And it was the second one that we put almost entirely in.
Yeah, but we should still have about that 1,400 unless we spent some of it.
Yeah, there should be more than 1,000 gold.
I took
13
some
or
of it.
1400, yeah. Cause
Who? Okay, so who paid
Then
for
I'd
the
read-
accommodation? And that was before we
that was done
stayed.
for 5.
As well, because you had 1,500 gold came from the governors, 200 of that went into cow fund from Shamshir.
Yeah.
Then I think you guys took 100 each.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's 800, 200, so that's 500. Then there's 936, should be 1,400.
I think
gold.
Shamshir's 100 actually went towards the cow fund, so it should be
I took
600.
100.
Well, yeah.
I took 100 out of party funds.
And
Okay,
then,
very
then
good.
I took 300 to reimburse myself for the horses.
Cool.
Yeah, so should have about
1,100.
thereabouts, yeah.
And it's 1085.
Okay.
Oh,
cool.
he took a little bit for his.
Yeah,
so
and
maybe
I
we-
also
we-
took a tiny
yeah,
bit to top
people have
mine.
taken
Why?
Alright, that's cool. As long
And
as-
someone else
it's a good
took
bit.
5 and someone else took 10.
Okay, so we
I
will
think I
now
took
we will
like-
now go on the agreement that the
I
party
think something
fund
for the longbow.
number is indeed correct. Cool. So that's how much money you have to spend on potions if you want to
Yeah,
spend
we
on
can
potions.
math.
We can indeed, math.
I'm gonna buy a bag of ball bearings and a flask of oil,
Go for it.
Party fund or personal?
personal, because I don't cost much. so that's fine. That's silver.
What if we went to a local alchemist or whatever and see about non-healing potions that we could potentially buy if they're useful?
Yeah.
We have enough cash for, I assume, 1 or 2.
Yeah. Just not sure what potions.
Potion of haste.
Liam, what potions are available at the local alchemist?
That's my best suggestion.
That's gonna be well expensive.
I imagine.
That's gonna be
but
like 10 grand.
Mm-hmm.
you can check. We'll at least know for future reference.
It'll just be like, ha ha ha.
Potion seller, sell me your cheapest potion.
Here, poison. Bad poison.
It's like an alchemist file.
Goes off in your stomach.
So
So you're gonna go find.
Ooh, that could be fun. Oil, throwing it, colours as an improviser.
So you'll find an alchemist. The owner of the alchemist is Leader Littlefoot, female Lightfoot halfling.
I think so.
Okay.
How do you spell that first
We
name?
can set him off.
Leader, Lidda. She's all about that D.
Yeah. Sorry, what was the last name now? I've forgotten that.
Littlefoot.
Littlefoot, yeah, that's it.
I mean, she's the dinosaur.
So yes, yes. So what are you looking for? I have a variety of different potions, but is there any particular effect or anything, any sort of ballpark that I can aim
Is
for?
there anything you could recommend that would be fairly cheap but useful?
Depends on what you mean by useful.
We're an adventuring group. We,
Right, that narrows it down. So you're looking more into the magical ones as opposed to the I feel ill and I need a tonic.
Yes.
Right. Let's see.
Something all purpose would be good, but certain situations do tend to turn up.
Well, I've got some. I've got a couple of potions of climbing. Not too fancy, but they're helpful. I have one potion of heroism. I've got a couple potions of water breathing. And I've got a couple potions of gaseous form.
Gaseous form could be useful. Are you here or?
No.
Right. Is it who else is at the
Water
potion?
breathing might be kind of useful.
I'm already quite gassy.
Have we
I
been
mean-
told how close to the coast or anything like that the town we're going to might be?
Not that much.
It's not close to the. It's not close to the coast.
Then
we
I'm
might-
gonna forgo the water breathing.
But we might end up going to the island straight afterwards.
Oh yeah, we were talking about nine,
Yeah.
weren't we?
Who's doing potion shopping? Raise
I
raise
was,
hands. Just you two. Cool.
I guess that makes
okay,
sense.
that's fine. So yes, you're not going near the coast. You know where the city is. You've been before.
Yes, I do actually.
You also know you're going to literally the middle of a very big lake.
This is true.
Well, gee, that's some really good info.
It is in the middle of a lake.
It
Yeah,
is,
I'm
yeah.
sorry, I may have forgotten to mention that part.
I have actually been there because I visited your house.
Mm. Yeah,
Right.
it just straight up is a town in the middle of a lake.
Yeah.
How much are the water breathing and the gaseous potions?
Water breathing would set you 180 gold each, and the gaseous form is 300 gold each.
And just for future reference, how much would a potion of haste be?
It's very rare.
That's the sound of the gears.
I'm looking for it
price.
on a thing, but I don't see it on this thing.
That's the first one going
Is
nuts.
that the sensible magic item prices?
It's not on
It's
here.
not on there because it's a
Game breaking item.
I guess this is them going absolutely nuts on the abacus.
Yeah. 1 million gold.
I'm afraid that potion doesn't exist.
That doesn't even list it in the broken items.
I swear it's in the appendix at the bottom, isn't it?
Well, are you ever intending to sell us or allow us to use a potion of haste?
I'm probably not going to. No, probably I've got nothing against selling you a potion of haste. It is a very rare item.
On the spot now, William.
Yeah, pretty much.
Well, it's not like we're not killing time anyway.
No, exactly.
Yeah, very true.
Oh, it's worth lots.
I was actually expecting his 10,000 to be pretty close to the
Yeah,
close
I'm
on the market,
interested
to
to
be
see how
honest.
close to the mark that was. Indeed.
Oh Jesus. Okay.
I may be low.
A lot of money.
I think I might be low.
I have one potion of haste, but it will cost you 20,000 gold pieces.
I was low. I was really fucking
You
low.
were off.
Oh, zombie Jesus indeed.
So we use this very much.
I think we'll pass on that. Thank you.
So it's
Some water
expensive.
potions.
Yes, I feel like buying 2 water breathing and 1 gaseous might be
Yes, I can see
worked
that.
out, but that would be a lot of the party fund.
It would be 360, 660.
I can buy 1 of the water breathing for myself.
I only have 112 gold currently on me. We actually need to get him to get the money for it, or
I have something because everyone else is paying for things. I can't spend any money. I have 399 gold. So
I mean, for simplicity, Elderan didn't do much for his time. If you wanted to go get the money
yeah.
and pay out the party fund, that's really easy to do.
Okay, so
Or if you've got cash on you, just reimburse yourself later.
yeah, 2
That's
water
what I'm
breathing
doing.
and then 1 gaseous form. Then
yeah, but this will pay for like just the gaseous or both water breathing.
so you've got the money from
you've
him.
got 100. Oh, you've got the money. Pay.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay.
Just for the party fund, for the purposes of in town, assume you all have access to it at any time.
Yeah.
Cool. All right.
Because
So
it's easy enough to just go in and out.
for the saving of tedious roleplay.
Yeah.
We've all got Jofriem cash cards.
Yeah.
Well, in
Yeah,
that
you,
case.
you've all got like a copy of my credit.
I was going to say it's a Skylark credit card.
Yeah.
Cash.
Yeah, under his name. So it doesn't matter if
Okay,
it
So
gets
yeah,
you
2 water breathing and 1 gaseous.
Yep, awesome. So 660 gold.
660 gold.
Alright.
I presume everyone's.
So it's fine.
I'll bring the bad news to you guys later.
No shit.
660.
Do we put all 3 potions in the bag of holding, or do we hold on to one?
We are at 405.
I'll hold on to one.
We had
for
about
what's
1,000 gold. I had the
I will
money
hold on
bit.
to double breathing then.
Yeah. You told us to go buy stuff.
Yeah, potion of haste is not on that thing anywhere in that document.
Can we like sell Shamshir?
I'm not sure we do slavery on
You're,
this
as-
continent.
you're in the wrong continent.
I don't know, like sell his body to others to get more money.
Oh,
I mean, just
prostitution is
services.
perfectly acceptable.
He's got a big scar on him.
Someone might be
He
into
showed us
that.
the big scar on him.
Yeah, but we found out it's in the shape of some religious thing. So
Oh
they
yeah,
might,
we'll sell him to his own
No,
temple.
I haven't told you
Someone's
guys
king.
that yet.
Don't worry about
I've
it.
not told about that.
Someone's king. Yeah, possessed skulls definitely a king. I can see occurring.
There's only been 2
Let's
of
be
them.
honest.
So I can see that being a thing.
Oh. Okay, so everyone else's 3 days of activity has been completed. We just added some more. They've just bought 2 potions of water breathing and a potion of gaseous form.
I'm holding on to one of the water breathing. He's got another, so you might as well add the gaseous form to whatever bag of.
The bag of holding, unless someone else has acquired it since that session.
No? As far as I'm aware, you still got it.
I do believe Shamshir is holding that as long as Shamshir
No,
wishes
you
to
saw
hold
me
it.
trying to nick it off you. Oh, you really, really did. Good lord. I just grabbed your ass and was like, oh.
For the record, if I roll a 5 now for perception, would I still see you?
I got a 1. You got a 1.
Okay then.
Yeah.
Wait, you don't even have to roll. Your passive probably sees that.
Yeah.
You're like, hold on.
Literally everyone sees
Yeah.
it.
Even I saw that.
The kids playing football see that.
Thief! Would someone
dog
asleep
saw
see
that.
that?
Can't they
I
wake
won't
up
know
and look
'cause
at
they
it?
can't
full
see.
sleep?
Hear that? Is that happening?
If there was sound, they would hit.
People back in Grassbury saw that.
Yeah, Milo saw it.
Okay, so Shamshir, you're the only person who hasn't done things around town. So it's now your turn to do things around town.
Oh yeah. My understanding that we're looking for another healer, another priest.
Yep. You are going to I assume you're going to a temple of Avandra. I don't actually know.
Yes.
Yes. Cool.
That's what was recommended by the previous quack.
It was.
Great respect for the medical profession over here.
So the Avandran temples, there are a couple of forms of Avandran temple. As she is the goddess of luck and fortune, but also change. Some of her temples are casinos. So you could go to a casino temple, which you might get a completely different sort of interaction to one of the
We're in
other.
the Simpsons now.
Huh?
Yes. This is fantasy.
Are we in the Simpsons again?
No. We're all good. Or you can head to one of the slightly more
Gentlemen's clubs.
no, not gentlemen's clubs. A temple more similar to other temples of other
That's a
faiths.
fertility god, that one.
Yeah.
Let's go for the one that would probably be more familiar in
Yeah.
culture, which is the casino.
Which is the casino, yeah. Okay, so you're going to go to the casino.
Are we actually going to have a party fund to spend on these potions?
He doesn't have it. I
Yeah.
do.
Okay.
I thought you had the bag of holding.
Yeah, but I have the money.
Yes, he's got the party fund, but he's got the bag of holding.
Alright.
The money isn't in the bag of holding.
So he's got a bag full of money. I've got a bag full of junk. You've got a bag full of animals.
We're doing well on bags. Yeah, great.
Oh,
Everyone's
yeah,
got
plus
the. Someone needs to get a bag of hands or something.
I've got bad for bodies probably. I don't know. Wait, what?
His trophies.
No, you've got a bag full of chew toys.
I thought you got a bag for the
That's
catnip.
dogs, not cats.
He's not a dog.
Oh, he's got a bag of catnip.
String.
Right, so
Red.
you make your way to one of the casino temples. You step in. It's loud, as it would be. There are bunches of people gambling, playing different forms of card games, dice games, sort of all sorts of things. There are games entirely based around luck. There are games that have got some skill, some luck. There's the area where essentially kids go, where you've got a ball and the
gamble?
Not quite, just so that the parents can go talk to
Like
the
a ball
priests.
pit.
Oh right. Okay.
Yeah, where they've got, they're trying to throw a ball in a bucket sort of thing. It's still focused around luck and change and fortune, but they're not gambling money.
Just their lives.
Just their lives. Yeah.
It's their souls. It's actually a warlock pit.
Yeah, basically. You get it in the
Um,
first time you have to join the clergy.
That's what she said.
So,
I see
you've probably gone to this. You've probably gone to a temple in Jofriem before. We'll probably say this is probably your regular. This
Like
is
a
your
pub.
regular temple.
The local casino.
It's Friday night horn.
You know that the head priest here is a mountain dwarf called Nordak Brazik. He's quite often just sort of here. The games are run by the temple, the priests of Avandra, but Nordak normally just sort of walks the floors, make sure everything's okay, make sure people aren't cheating, smites them down if they are.
Literally.
Yeah, just flame strike in the middle of the temple. Just fuck you. No cheating. You won't do that again. Or you're dust.
You just go, oh, they were unlucky. And he's like,
Avandra judged.
They're unlucky, and I brought about
Scales
change.
didn't tip in your hand.
He was unlucky he didn't dodge fast enough.
That is good.
So, you can find Nordak. Probably spoken to him a fair few times before. He will sort of get the idea that you want to have an actual conversation. Will lead you off the casino floor into a slightly quieter area. Essentially, he just goes into where there another like private games booth, but there isn't any games at the moment, so it's just a very comfortable thing with a card table. No cards out there. Sits down. What can I do for you, Shamshir?
Well, it turns out that I had an injury that might be a little bit more severe than I first thought. I would like you to have a look at it. I had one other priest take a look. She couldn't do anything. Recommended that I specifically look for an Avandran priest. And I'll lift up the tunic
Yep.
and show him the 3-line scar
Yep.
that forms the mark of Avandra on
Yep.
me. So I'm not entirely convinced it's anything beyond a very serious infected wound. The creature itself that did the damage was particularly unusual, but it's not going away.
He reaches forward. May I?
Yes, please do.
Cool.
You watch him, his hands light up with
Green magic.
divine yellow light.
No, red and black magic, surely. Hearts, diamonds, clubs, spades.
No, it's definitely green.
And you feel a very warm glow from his hand when it touches your side, and he holds it there for a bit of time. You feel from the last couple of days you probably gained a few additional scars. You get the sense that like your flesh sort of reknits itself over most of your body, and there is a deadening of pain on your abdomen. The pain lessens, but the scar remains. He pulls his hand away with his brow furrowed. He's looking at it like, I just cast Regenerate. It's a spell that has the ability to reform limbs.
And it hasn't removed the mark.
Yes, though there's no blemish there. The mark is there, but there is nothing on your skin to say that there is a scar when you feel it. It's very strange.
Is it some kind of mark of, I don't know, like similar to how I can mark out my prey, or I don't know how I can get rid of it.
It looks very much like the Mistresses of Lux mark. That looks very, very similar to her symbol.
So this is a way of her saying, you'll be lucky if this wound disappears, or?
I don't know. Gods work in strange ways. They can. They're all bound to their planes, but they have the ability to reach across the material plane from time to time and interfere. Potentially, you say this creature, a creature gave it to you. Was it a fight that brought you close to death, or?
It wasn't the easiest of fights, I'll give it that, but we didn't say that it put my life at risk too much. Like,
well, maybe it's just she changed, I don't know, something, which has left you with the scar that maybe it was supposed to be the creature tearing your intestines out or something.
I mean, I know I haven't always been truly faithful to Avandra when I was younger, but this is a little bit of a harsh retribution in this case. I don't know. Or maybe it's just a way of saying I got lucky and the creature should have killed me.
Potentially, yes. I would be inclined to think that just from the shape alone and the way the scar is laid out, that Avandra is in some way the cause, whether by changing it so what should have killed you didn't kill you, or as punishment for not following her ways fully. Maybe do more with the faith. If it's a punishment, make steps to show your faith in her.
You mean pray extra hard each night, or?
No, I mean look for other temples of Avandra in the wilderness. It is rare to find a temple of Avandra within civilization. She's more suited to the wanderers, the travellers. You're more likely to find temples out in the wilderness. Maybe find them, see if they need help.
When I set off here, I was aware that they would be hard to find, and that's why I originally came to Jofriem. Do you have any pointers that I can use to look for more, or will I just hope to happen across them as chance dictates?
I would say look out for ruins. I've heard rumours. I've not gone looking, but some of the old human settlements were destroyed in the war, the dwarving settlements, halfling settlements. They were on the old crossways, the thoroughfares that existed. Potentially, if you see ruins, you'll be able to find signs of a temple that once existed there, or potentially still exists. I'll take that as a first step. Look for ruins. Look for temples within ruins. Then any traveling between places, there will be direct routes. Even if the roads don't exist, there will be direct routes that exist between towns. Potentially wandering the most direct route will make you cross paths with a temple of Avandra.
If there is nothing more that can be done here, then I thank you for casting Regenerate on my wounds. I have a group that I have to get back to, but I'm sure that I can repay you not now for the treatment you gave me, but if you haven't already taken the payment from me in those tables from a few months prior, then you can be sure to collect it from me in the upcoming future.
Yes, well, I'm sure you'll be back, and I'm sure the temple will profit.
I too hope to profit from this relationship, so thank you. And
The
I must
weirdest
make my
pit
leave.
boss ever. For your confession to the priest over gambling.
Off topic. What do they do with all the money they get from this, or is it
Same thing every other church does with all the money.
Or is it equal
Sits
amounts
on
come in and it goes out?
I mean, they'll probably use it to run events, pay people and whatnot. Like, it's not unlike real life casinos. They're not rigged against the players.
Well, these ones are.
Well,
Yeah, it is a game of luck. But which means they make as much money as they lose. So, but people will also, because it's a temple, people will also donate money, as everyone does.
At the tables.
There'll be people who play, and there'll be people who just donate. There's probably a fee to let your kids in, to be fair. That's an easy way to get money there.
Yeah.
Okay, so you leave the temple with some more food for thought. As you are leaving, a small young child runs up to you and hands you a letter and then runs off.
Okay. I'll open the letter and just assume. Let's see what it says.
Okay. It's very simple. It's a letter from the Valorex and Inhibithis asking you to come to their building.
Phew. Okay, that's wasn't me being in any danger of an underage fan club. I will head towards the Valorex and Inhibithis main building then.
You make your way over. You knock as you have done before. Wait for the door to be opened. Make your way inside. As always, from the exterior, it looks like a plain, shitty building, and then you step in, and it's mahogany flooring, marble everywhere, gold and stuff. There's it's very, very affluent inside, because as a group of monster slayers, they have a lot of money. And you see Ursu waiting for you in the foyer. And he is not wearing his mask.
It's the first.
Yeah. But then you get the sense he's also on the council. Probably doesn't matter at this point. And he beckons you and turns and walks into one of the rooms off the foyer.
Okay, I'll follow him and say,
Mm-hmm.
Ursu, it's a pleasure and a charm to see you meet me personally. Is there something important that a lesser member could not have simply told me?
Well, it's what's the word?
Delicate.
No, standard, typical.
Normal.
regular.
No,
Common.
Routine.
just sort of
Regulation.
routine, but like from
Regular.
the past.
Ritual.
sort of
Traditional.
Traditional. That's the word.
Fucking hell! Welcome to Fun Gaming, where we try and work out the word the DM has forgotten.
We go through the thesaurus.
I was going to say, join us next week for the Thesaurus Hour. Fucking hell.
Like regular but historical. That was brilliant.
Yeah, I mean,
Got
it
it.
worked.
Yeah,
Kind of not
that's
wrong,
right.
I suppose.
No, I know what the word is. Yeah, that's the word. I was sitting there going, what?
Yeah, Jesus. I thought you like trying to get the opposite of it, so I was about to start shouting out like
I was
abnormal,
about to say
irregular.
timetable. I was like, that can't be it.
Anyway, yes, it is traditional for the upper members to present a lower member with their mask when they have earned it.
Does that mean I've earned my own mask?
Yes, that is what it means.
Well, I'm not sure I fully comprehend the situations which I'm meant to wear this mask. At all times, at private dinners.
You wear the mask when you are on Valorex and inhibit this business. Going forwards, you will wear the mask within the building when you are here. The only reason I do not is you already know my face. So there's no reason. There's also why I have been chosen to give you the mask.
Do they have the mask on them? Is it anywhere visible?
Yeah, he does. Sort of. The Valorex inhibitors also have like these particular. They wear specialized cloaks. They're designed to hide the form of whoever's wearing them. Doesn't work quite so well with the halflings and the dwarves because of the height, but the humans and the elves are very, very difficult to differentiate. Which he pulls out from inside that robe. He pulls his mask out. You haven't been given a robe.
No cool robes.
That's the next level of membership.
Yeah.
Kill 1 million things.
Yeah. He reaches down to the table that's in there and picks up a mask and hands it to you.
Okay, and this, I assume all the masks within the organisation, are they the same per rank, or is it just the same so no one's possibly indistinguishable from another member?
They're all the same. It's just it's essentially just a white, human-like mask. There's nothing that stands out about it. It is purely as a feature hiding thing.
Is it like a blank slate, or is it got like one of those human-esque?
Like a masquerade.
Like a masquerade.
Yeah, it's like a masquerade sort of thing. Yeah.
Well, I don't know what to say. Thank you. I'm finally glad to see the efforts so far have come to fruition, at least.
As well, you have done good work for us on the council. You have done good work for us within the Errant Guard, and you have, whilst we're doing things differently with you, you have been slaying creatures. So you have earned the mask.
What will be the next step for me then?
Continue as you are. However, we will likely send you contracts should we receive one that's close to you. And then you are to go about that. The Errant Guard can go with you, but for those, you are to wear your mask.
Well, I'd better put this on and carry on about my day. The others are just waiting for me now back at the tavern, I believe. And so yeah, I'll don the mask. I'll put
Cool.
it on. And,
Awesome. You put the mask on. He puts his mask on, shows you out to the door, and you step out the door. And when you do so, you are in a completely different section to the city as when you walked in.
okay.
Creepy shit.
Which did not happen the first time.
Yeah.
Or in fact, not even the previous few times that has not happened.
I mean, luckily, with my face behind the mask, no one will be able to see my moment of where am I? What's going on? Do I recognise the area I'm in around me if I take a quick look at
Yeah,
signs or?
Given enough time, yeah, you can work out roughly where you are in the city, and you can make your way back to a better known things. I mean, if nothing else, the easiest way to try and get a sense of where you are in the city is to scan the skyline for the teardrop, and then go, that's the centre, now I know whereabouts I am.
At some point, what's the best way to do this? I don't want to go all the way back to the tavern wearing a mask. Or do I? Yeah, let's go all the way back to the tavern wearing a mask. That might be the best place to like go to a side room, take it off, and then leave. And that way, theoretically, if anyone was following you and you need to keep the mask identity secret, you're in a tavern, right? So you can leave a bit more secretly.
Especially if you can
wearing the exact same clothing.
Oh, you change the clothing. Like, come on, you think that far ahead? You put a different cloak on.
Yeah, just turn your cloak inside out, if nothing else. Put your trousers
Yeah.
inside.
Yeah.
It's the worst version of Hunted I've ever seen.
Okay, so yeah, you can go back to the tavern. It's the third day people are meeting. They're meeting at Elderan's residence, but you could still go back to the tavern, get a room there, and then do yours for the next couple of nights, and then swap out.
I mean, did I take all of my stuff with me from when I was staying at the?
Probably not.
temple,
Actually, you
so-
probably I'd imagine you probably didn't. So yeah, you can just go back there and change clothes, remove the mask, put it in your bag. Then pick everything up and head out to Elderan's for the journey to Turquoise Lagoon.
You still have 2 days worth of things you can do if you can think of anything.
Then
If you want to do anything
Yeah.
else.
If you have shopping or others to do.
Press up.
then
Lots of photos.
Any fact
Yeah.
finding?
what I'd quite like to do then is find some. I'd go to a merchant in
Mhm.
the stall, and I need to find like a reel of like white or sandy yellow silk that has to be about a meter long and probably like 30, maybe that's 15 centimeters thick.
Okay.
And I need to buy this measurement of silk.
What do you mean wide, not thick?
Yeah, obviously it'd be like a dense thick piece. Anyway.
That's why I was like,
That's a brick of silk.
Yeah.
I want
my
a brick
Minecraft
of
house,
silk. Thank you.
Silk brick.
Only the finest tailors can make that.
Make this
The
house.
finest house.
Need a dial worm for that.
No, that would be a very impressive tent.
You say he's the meat man. That's the captain shop.
Oh, interesting. I did not notice that before. Oh well. Your gold for Grassbury probably went further than you thought, because actually I spent ages looking for it. Turns out there is the price of a cow in the PHP.
Oh, I couldn't find it either. I had to Google it.
Yeah, trade goods. Yeah, it's there. I think I said 15. It is 10 golds for 1 square yard of silk or 1 cow.
Wow.
That's a very odd. You can have a square of silk, or you can have a cow.
Can't
the
milk
cow
the silk.
get you.
Yeah. Can't wear a cow?
No, you can. I was about to say that. I went, leather. Never
Yeah.
mind.
No. More valuable.
No, you just put the cow on. Just put the cow on
You
itself.
put your hands down its arms and you are
okay,
a cow.
so you want like
So you go up its arse.
Yeah.
you're looking for 30 centimeters by
Wear
50.
it like a
Yeah.
skin.
Sometimes you just split the belly.
Is that what you said?
Yeah, like a meter.
A meter,
looks
a
like
meter
a
by
meter by
15. Okay. Let's go for
I mean, is that bigger or smaller than a square meter or whatever that
a
is?
square yard.
Shit, now I have to convert yards to meters.
Who uses
Yards. Yards. That's a foot. Yard is like 3 foot, I
Yeah.
think.
Yeah.
That's a
Which is
meter.
a meter.
Yeah, which is
Oh,
about a
nice.
meter. So it's not going to be quite 10. It won't be 10 gold because you don't need the bit the other
Don't need
way.
the- No.
No, so it's.
So
gonna
I will
be-
say let's go for 3 gold.
Yeah, I have 3 gold. I'll buy
Yeah.
that, and I need some.
You're actually quite
Gold
close.
thread as well.
1.094 yards in a meter.
Oh, there you go.
Oh.
Close
Okay.
enough.
It's about a meter and 10 centimeters.
Yeah. Cool.
And gold thread.
And gold thread as well.
Gold thread.
Fancy.
Mm.
Silk and gold thread.
Doesn't say anything about thread. Which, yeah, I figured makes sense.
There's only really
You
for
decide.
sight.
What
Yeah.
if is there a sewing kit or some kind of?
Yeah.
You can get weaver's tools.
That's a weaver. I'm not really weaving though.
Yeah.
Can you look
Uh,
at thread? In the tools?
Well, that's all it's got. But I mean, tools are like
Weaver's tools.
Ball of string.
Oh gold. Ball of string. Oh yeah, ball of string. That's the closest thing we can get. How much is a ball of string?
Ask the cat.
You can get some silk rope.
Seriously gonna slip people.
Let's
throat.
let's
Yeah.
go
Wool or
for,
yarn rather than string traditionally.
You're all dead.
we'll go for the thread will
No,
cost
you always scratch
5 silver
Okay, cool.
because it's gold. I think
Try
thread
and
would normally
probably
would
be
be
like-
relatively cheap, but because of the coloration, it'll
Yeah.
be a lot more expensive.
Okay,
To be honest, I've got quite a few scars myself.
I'll pick that up then.
Cool.
Right.
Guns.
And that, I think, is the start of the project to do over the next 2 days.
Cool. What are you doing?
We're all done.
I've just caught a glimpse of what he googled. I know what he's doing.
Is it just like
Is it a
a
sex
cock
thing?
sling?
Oh,
or
that's
something?
No.
not very PC.
Is he making himself a cape?
No.
A half cape?
No.
Too generic.
I guess you'll find
You
out.
can
Keep
keep
asking me, and I'm not going to
that.
say a damn thing. Or
That's
we'll
the
find out
loincloth.
later. I don't know.
And,
You got paper?
what I'm
Right,
going to do is I'm going to be making a kufia, or also known as gutra, which is the like Arabian headgear.
Okay.
Out of the way. But what I want to do is specifically stitch onto the end of it a bird, sort of like an African swallow carrying a sword. So no coconuts, just a sword.
Okay.
It's like a bird over like
And
a
he is
sword
an
in the
African
middle.
one, so he's been very specific.
And that's-
Well, you've got to be specific about swallows and
Yes.
carrying weight.
I guess I'd have to look for a seamstress in the city to do that, which shouldn't take more than the first day to just stitch it up for me, because it's not going to be like an esoteric dress.
Yeah. No, that shouldn't be too hard. Just services.
Have a jelly baby.
I mean, I'll try it myself, but it might end up poor quality. I need this to be.
That's a good
I need
impression.
this to be lauded.
So
Yeah, 2 gold
it
a
will
day
cost
for a skill
2 gold
climbing.
for a
Yeah, I'll pay
skill
$2
climbing.
as well, yeah.
There you go. Yeah, we'll find a seamstress who'll stitch up what you want.
7 gold, 5 silver.
What?
Sorted.
Oh wait, and there's the googly eyes. How'd you put those in?
It's not worth it. Just not.
Okay.
No context.
Just stay confused. It's fine.
Cool. Yes, she will stitch up. You get exactly what you are wanting.
Cool.
Perfect.
Nice.
Anything else anyone wants to do in town?
Oh.
Awesome. So, it is now midday on the 25th of Praetor. You have all-
familiar.
Yes, I know. It's deja vu there.
You have all met at Elderan's residence. Point of interest for you, Elderan. At some point earlier in the day, a package for Shade arrived.
Oh, okay.
Oh fuck.
It's your eBay auction. Mate.
Express same day delivery.
Not buy it
Yes.
now, good, yeah.
Oh, his cat tower's arrived.
It's that ball of yarn.
No, it's a bag of catnip.
Either that or it's a book of most popular baby names.
Yeah, I got to think of that.
It's a baboose.
Yeah. Fuck knows what to call it, I don't know.
Oh yeah, so for clarification for Evan, Shade's fiance is pregnant, but I don't know that, but the players do.
And Shane has a fiance.
Shane has a fiance.
That was my reaction as well. Though.
Everyone else was like, wait, what?
Oh, and we know what his name is. We know what his real name is.
Derek.
Oh, I've actually forgotten that.
Yeah.
Dave.
Well, you heard it, but yeah, no one else actually. Yeah, players know it.
I'll just pretend to be my character and not have any clue.
Do we know if his fiance is an elf or a human?
We don't know that
I
either.
think she was a no.
Yeah, that is correct.
Yeah, Moon Elf, yeah.
Roche is Arfling.
Okay,
No. That would be
So-
awkward.
you want at Elderan's place. His retainers are preparing the horses. Any final things you guys want to do?
Horses for?
Hmm?
Preparing the horses.
We're
for.
going to
Oh.
the Turquoise Lagoon.
Yes. You guys have time off, go to Turquoise Lagoon.
My son's
His kid's
birthday is
birthday.
in a week's time.
in Turquoise Lagoon.
Yeah,
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
that's where we live.
So I thought we were just meeting at Turquoise Lagoon.
No.
How is there?
And then after like a week there, there's also a festival because of 5 years after the war ends.
Yeah. Mark the end of the war.
And then we go to some island.
Possibly.
We'll look for an island that may or may not be there.
Yeah, that's the one. That's pretty much like the plan.
Yes.
So is everyone here now?
Yeah.
Yes. So, everyone's there. Shade has a package
Yeah,
which he picks up.
looked there.
Cool. Of interest to you earlier, when you pass it over, you notice that Shade's right hand has blisters across the top of it.
Okay.
Do they, what do they look like? Heat or
Sort of like heat. Make a medicine check, actually.
oh, that's terrible. Medicine. I wish that was high. 9.
9. Yeah, looks like it might be. I think it's right hand. Is it right hand? Might be left hand, actually. Left hand.
One of
No,
the two.
it was
No, it's his up hand.
right.
It is the right hand. Cool.
Oh, do you want
A hand. Yeah, it was
A
right.
hand. One of
It
the
was right
hands has
hand.
got blisters on it.
Oh, do you,
Yeah.
do you need something to come out?
Doesn't hurt, does it?
I mean, it stings,
Maybe,
but
it's nothing
not
out
not
of the
anywhere near
ordinary.
as painful as it did when you first got it.
Not really.
No.
He says whimpering.
If he wants it, he wants it.
Cool.
Whilst we're mounting up, I guess while we're preparing all the horses, I'm gonna. So, I know I didn't really talk about this in the council, but what are the rest of you thinking about this? Poking around the elves' portals, trying to find out where they are. Don't they just seem like they want to be left alone?
Some
Well,
clearly
no.
don't.
I know we have a job to do, and we have to do what the council are paying us, right? But
Not
I
according
still
to
don't really understand why we're doing it.
not according to Ayen.
That's
According
what
to
I
him,
was going to say.
they want to escape. They want to get back to here.
And there are plenty of
So-
elves that now no longer
Which-
have a memory.
If their city is where I spoke about, I don't blame them for wanting to come back here.
There are plenty of people where I come from that want to leave, but I don't see the world mobilizing to dust them out. Sometimes you just live in a shithole. You can reform your own city, your own country, but to send armed mercenaries to try and do it? Doesn't this just seem like we're stepping back 5 years?
Isn't a worry to them that 5 years to an elf is nothing? To them, the war may have only just ended, essentially.
I'll still be going on.
So thoughts and ideas that we have may be perceived rather differently to them. What are your thoughts to this?
Oh, he said that time travel. When we were talking to Ayen on the journey, he was unsure of how time passed because he travelled differently between the worlds. So it may have been a lot longer than just 6 years to the elves.
We are not at war with the elves.
I mean, it just seems like 5 years of peace we've just enjoyed and back at the risk at the table because somebody came through a portal and isn't happy with the way his race is running their area at the moment.
If
According to him, it's not just him though. He made it sound like they're all captive.
I think of it this way. Whilst, yes, we may look like armed mercenaries, but we can also play diplomat quite easily. So if we go there, see what's up, in theory we get welcomed in, maybe, maybe not. That'll be a hurdle to cross when we get there.
Wouldn't be the first hurdle.
But either way, it's don't think of it as going in to hostile territory. Think of it as just a scout.
we'll have to be
Testing the waters, so to speak.
We'll have
the
to be careful.
Purple waters.
Playing politics can often lead to a snowball effect. A small action that we make.
Oh,
could have
absolutely. We
far
have to
greater
be careful.
repercussions.
I don't
There is a
disagree
reason.
with that.
There is a reason the council is sending us. We are not just mercenaries. We are not just warriors. We're not just sellswords. We are just destroyers. We are.
Disposable.
Well, yes, that. But we are
Very
also.
grim.
We're also able to exercise judgment. We're
Good.
also able to
God,
talk
ages.
and communicate to the elves and see if Ayen was telling the truth, and to see if the elves want to come back to see what the situation is and make decisions on the ground.
Yes, don't worry, I'll shut up for that, seeing as I can't speak Elvish.
We're going to be travelling for some time. I'm trying to teach you some basics.
There are enough of us.
If we get there and they don't want to come back, then we'll leave them to it.
Exactly, we just report our findings to the council, and get on with our lives.
We're but friends trying to reacquaint.
I was just wondering how you all thought about the morality of the situation, but remember, and I'll turn to the two dwarves. I'll turn to Parr and Drake and say, if any elf ever looks at you funny and says something along the lines of, "How are you doing?" reply, and in Elvish I'm going to say, "Go fuck yourself."
Oh, slam my leg.
Wait, no, say that slowly. Ishi gish? Right, okay, I think I've got that one.
Yeah, probably should keep that one to us.
He's fucking with me, isn't he?
I say no in Elvish.
This is why I'm going to shut up when we get there. But either way, that's not yet. We've got more fun things ahead of us in the meantime.
And a long ride.
Theory. Oh, also, while I think about it, did you get in a fight with a fireball or something? Like, are you really burnt? Like, what is this?
No, I'm just black. That's incredibly racist.
That
I can't
really
believe I
was.
just said that part.
That really was. I was talking about the cloth around your face, but never mind.
I'm not wearing it. Don't worry.
Oh, okay.
Not wearing
But
it.
you come like wearing the new headgear.
Are we gonna beat that?
Oh, Jesus. Well, did we, the coat hanger jokes from last week, they didn't get cut, did they? No. We're still in the gutter.
Of course we are.
You're keeping us there. We tried to escape.
I think that was him!
Well, by a fireball.
Oh dear.
Are we leaving today or are we?
Yes.
Quick question for you, Throndrake. The thing that you made, is that in your bag or are you carrying it?
I mean, I'm probably carrying it, but it's in cloth, so.
Yeah, that's cool. I just wanted to point out that you are carrying, Throndrake is carrying something wrapped in cloth.
Okay. I'd ask about it. So what are you carrying? Looks like a sword. I didn't know you used them.
I can use whatever weapon's given to me.
Lots of training then.
You have to learn to fight with whatever's given to you when you're there.
Fair enough.
I saw a man killed by a spoon one time.
Really?
It was a particularly dangerous mission we had in Ashriad between two diplomats. One of them, however, was the son of a particularly wealthy Southern Ashriadian. So, he was meant to be immune to any action the current lord could take. Unfortunately for him, the no weapons policy in the embassy did not extend to cutlery. My teammate at the time killed the man with a spoon. It took 4 stabs. 1 scoop for the eye, a second scoop to get into the back of the cartilage, and 2 more scoops to get back to the brain, I assume?
Why didn't he just hammer it in?
Well, hammers were banned, but he could have used the fork, I suppose.
You know what I meant.
Did his assailant have a knife? Because that way he was playing a game of knifey spoony that way.
When you put it like that, I don't understand why he didn't use the knife in the first place.
Throndrake just gets his book out and starts
I saw a man killed with a book too.
Have you not seen the size of some of those tomes?
I've seen a man killed by a boot.
I'm not familiar with this game, Knifey Spoony.
Oh, that was...
Can you
I go
teach that
start
to me
setting
already?
up my
book
horse.
yet.
Oh, you might. Whilst they're discussing the finer points of Knifey Spoony, I'm going to make sure all the...
Your 3 retainers have got the horses ready. They are literally just waiting for you outside now.
I will mount up.
For some reason,
Yeah,
there's
I'll
a
I'll
giant
get
boot
on the
involved.
same horse I was riding here.
Let's go.
Are they the same retainers that actually always follow you around?
Yeah.
So they have names?
Probably.
Prepare yourselves.
It's a case
When
of
you-
do they technically have names? Do I
when you
use
least expect it.
Hang on. We will go. Bear with. We'll
Remember,
give
these
you
are going to be the
names.
names that you have to stick
Snap,
with.
crackle, and pop.
Hey, that's already been taken.
squire, one's a butler.
That was last
Okay.
Oh,
season.
fine.
There's
Chipdale.
Cynthia Bestel.
Sooty and sweet.
Human female. Morn Everwood, male human. And Elon Bedowel.
Bedowel.
So what were they? Sorry, I missed that first.
Cynthia Bestel, Morn Evenwood, Elon Bedowel. Have fun spelling that name, I can guarantee you got it wrong.
Well, I've got 2 of them, so it's
Has
fine.
it got an X in it?
No, it doesn't have an X, but
Oh.
I'm telling
Not
you,
Dragon Ball.
you spelled that name wrong.
What was the last one again, sorry?
Bedowel.
Elon Bedowel.
Sorry,
Wrong.
Elon.
Elon.
I was thinking more like
And the
that's
second one?
the French way was like AUX.
So again,
What was the second
More
one?
even one.
Morn, cool.
yeah.
Yeah,
Bedowel.
Bedowel.
bit close to bidet.
No, I'm just remembering first names.
You said one's a butler, one's a squire, and
I didn't realise there were 3.
yeah, you get 3. 2 are squires.
There you go.
So Elon is the butler.
Have they been following us around the entire time?
No,
So-
they don't follow into dangerous situations.
They've been here,
Okay.
doing their thing.
Okay, because he's travelling to his parents.
So we know when we're safe on the journey because they'll just disappear. They just like fade away. Where's Bedowel gone? It's just
Oh no.
And a dragon appears.
Oh no.
They
Get ready.
will are probably going to stay in Jofriem because technically there is nothing safe outside of Jofriem or other settlements. So they don't actually travel that much. They just look after the house.
Okay with that.
I have good guards.
Who don't get in won't get
Don't get
themselves
into
in danger.
What did he?
What is that?
So you were kicking the wire.
So I was moving my foot back. I think it must have caught the wire.
I may have fucked up with my security plans here.
You probably have guards as well. To be fair, or the Skylark family has
Someone's
put guards.
breaking in. The serpents just dissolve.
I just go, oh, Thanos themselves out of existence. This is better.
So
Okay.
we met at noon. How long does this clusterfuck go on for till we all get on our horses?
This is as we're getting on
On
horses.
my horse,
Yeah.
reading. I'm waiting
This
for
is-
my
this
turn.
is-
Wow, just like
All these
I
conversations
think-
are
I
as
think
we're doing stuff.
I think you wanted to set off at noon, so we'll say you met like half an hour beforehand and whatnot. Then that's got
Everyone got their
It's now
bags
noon.
on
Off you go.
and we riding.
So, is a spork breaking the rules?
I ride ahead.
I think technically any cutlery used as a weapon in this situation is probably broken the
Yeah,
rules.
I just go into a canter or something.
Well,
and
unless
just-
it's cutlery
not
only,
through the city,
you know?
you don't.
I've heard of the
Not through
spork.
the city. You
Is
don't.
it similar to
I
the
go a bit
spike?
faster to get.
Yeah.
Are you allowed to
You'd
sharpen
use the
the spoon?
candelabra.
Put an edge on it.
It's nice and heavy.
That's not cutlery.
We could
That
get
is
it.
cheating.
It's too attached to the roof as well.
Oh,
No,
well,
in the dining
if
table.
cutlery's fine, why is the
Candelabra
candelabra
in the
not
middle of
fine?
the
It's
table.
still being used
Can
as
you
a
eat
weapon.
with that?
You can drink with it.
I'm also riding next
That's
to
good
the
enough for me.
So, as you guys ride out of the city, discussing the intricacies of
Cutlery wars.
knifey, spoony, and assassinating, and what constitutes as cutlery, what doesn't. Why is this thing allowed and this thing's not?
Yeah.
Best kind of conversation.
I'm also going to
some
throw
travel
a
bollocks.
mage arm when I leave the city because
Okay.
I know there's meant to be some stuff around on the.
That's fair.
There may be bandits.
I will throw up.
I don't.
Skin barrier.
In all honesty, I kind of hope we get bandits. So I get to try out one of my new toys that way.
No?
I mean, I can definitely
Pull
put
out
a
a longbow.
chopstick on my crossbow. Does that count?
What's
You,
that?
you don't really pull it out. I'm sure it's been there the whole
Yeah, it
time.
has really just been over me. You've just not noticed.
Is that
surprise longbow.
Is that
Wait, what?
Using a crossbow.
So you make your way through the busy
the
streets,
chopstick?
which you arrived in the morning. It was really easy to ride through the streets. It is middle of the day.
It's well busy.
It's well busy. Not only is it the middle of the day, it's also the second non-working day of the week. It's the midweek weekend. I haven't clarified it to you. It's a 10-day week. It's 3 days of work, 2 days off, 3 days of work, 2 days off.
God, I
So
wish we could have that.
Yeah.
yeah, I know.
Sounds nice.
That'd be fucking amazing.
That's a famous like hand
So
right there.
there are a lot of people out and about. They are enjoying their time off. So it does take you a long time to get out of the city, just on account of the fact that there's lots of people milling around and looking at things and just getting in the way.
Will it be quicker if I hold my axe out?
No, it'll probably be slower because you're probably
Get
going to
arrested.
accidentally remove someone's head and then get arrested, which, in the long term, is slower.
You're only 10 years behind. It's fine.
The world has
If you
ended
beast form
twice
up,
by
then
now.
everyone will disperse. It'll be great.
So you ride out of the city. You have left.
Not that easy to do.
You left by the northern gate, which by the time you get out to the northern gate, it's a lot easier to move. There's a lot less traffic. The northern gate is as maintained as the other ones, but there's less use of it. Because just from when things come in from the other settlements that exist, they will normally come in from either the eastern gate or the southern gate. That's where a lot of the settlements lie. And then the settlements to the north, depending on what they're doing, will likely end up closer to the eastern gate after they traverse the cleft.
I put the thin cloth into one of the saddlebags
Yeah.
on my horse.
I assumed as much. Yeah. So,
Where are we going to? Turquoise
Lagoon.
That's the one.
Let me get my weather report.
Which is north and slightly east of us.
Now
Slightly
Liam
west.
with the daily weather report.
It is raining heavily.
Oh, boy.
See, I like
I make the rain go around us in a 20-foot
Yes.
sphere.
Perfect.
Where?
Where'd he go?
Oh, you storm. I can literally bend the rain around us so it doesn't rain
Maybe
in a
a
20-foot
growl,
foot from me.
Just like you and actually that might be all of us if we like rode huddled
Radius is
together.
a 40-foot distance.
Do we
Oh,
have
radius 40 foot.
It's a 20-foot radius and 40-foot
Further
diameter.
Yeah,
So,
that doesn't bother me, rain.
you can ride it slightly ahead.
And I can hide in it.
It's like so you have evasion, so
I
you can
will-
like
I'd
dodge
be
the rain
obscured.
quite
That's
literally.
fine by me. Means I don't have to deal with
I
anti-rust.
think it's
Measures
just
on
straight
the
up as
armor.
well.
I was thinking thick slope.
Well, actually, it's not even that you like make it bounce off you. You literally just make it stop raining in a 20-foot radius
Yeah.
centered on you.
Nice.
Magic bubble of no rain.
But I'm not sure it will get everyone because there's 8 horses. Those are 8 large creatures.
It'll get some of
Two
us.
have already optioned out.
Plus
Yeah,
we're
fair
running
enough.
ahead
We're ahead.
You're slightly ahead. Yeah. Okay.
with the weird
Sure.
conversations.
Some
and
some
shit.
of you are soaking wet. Some of you are dry.
Oh Christ! We meant
Drive.
to check if we could escort someone to the town for money.
Oh yeah, we were going to do that, weren't we?
We always forget
Well,
that.
you've
No,
left,
no,
now.
well,
You've left the town now.
Yeah, it's too late.
Oh well, it's not like we're sure.
We planned to do that twice now and forgotten it twice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, no, the first time we kind of had to leave under emergency
Yeah, it was like
circumstance.
Temperature, it's about 4 degrees, so it's pretty chilly.
That is
Um,
nice.
Yeah.
Good riding weather.
The rain doesn't help, and neither does the sort of 20-mile-per-hour wind.
Oh, we really picked a shit day for riding.
Yeah.
Is that, are we riding against the wind or with the wind?
Parallel to the wind. The wind is coming from the west.
Okay.
Yes, it is strong enough that small trees sway and small waves form on
I'll
inland
be
waters.
riding onto the right side of Thorndrake then.
So, he doesn't block that much because you're bigger than him.
Are you still reading the book in this weather?
No. It's raining. I threw the book away.
Yeah.
But my unkempt hair is now even more unkempt.
Yeah.
Just out here.
Okay.
I take advantage of the no rain bubble to read my book.
That's fair. That's a good time. Yeah.
It's
You know
still
what?
windy though.
I will also be reading my book.
Everyone's reading. As we
Everyone
ride.
reads books.
Fine, everyone have a book.
I'm not reading. I am writing.
Yeah, I'm also
So
right.
original, guys.
Who gave you your books, dumbass?
Honestly, I don't know
These are
how,
my books. I gave yours back.
if you've ever tried to read a newspaper in 20-mile-an-hour
These exact
winds.
copies of them.
Yes, regularly.
I don't know how the hell you bother reading whilst on the back of a horse as well.
With difficulty.
Well, let's make exact copies. I didn't want to get ruined.
Yeah. Okay. So, you ride for that day, rest up overnight. Nothing on to what happens.
No bandits, no funny
No bandits attacking.
no cat things.
No
Just
cat
got the
things.
tea breaks at
no.
appropriate moments.
Raining your
I don't give a
So
shit.
Every
The
time
longer
you-
he waits, the less that rain bubble stays there.
It's like every time you try and
You rise to the
light
front,
the
has tea, and by the time
like
you
the
go-
flame to boil your tea, there's just another gust of wind to blow it out again.
in terms of travelling to
I know I
Turquoise
could be
Lagoon,
firebolted in response. I'm forgetting it.
you know, Elderan, there are sort of two main methods. You can either head out of Jofriem slightly northeast and ride around the cleft, and then head back northwest towards the Turquoise Lagoon, or you can ride directly north to the cleft, to the where is it? Bear with. I need to find a name.
Sounds like it will be.
We can make you one.
I can think of some things that would be good for.
Bear with. Sorry, 1 sec.
Leon's doing something with his clap.
It's got cleft on the brain.
Don't we all?
To Riverbourne, it's a port city, port town called Riverbourne, where you can pay someone to give you a ride across the cleft on a boat to the other side and drop you off across the other side.
Cool.
Because you're on horses and don't have a wagon, it's probably it's not much quicker to go to Riverbourne.
Just ride around and
So yeah.
Might as well
save the
ride
money.
it. Yeah. Yeah, I will lead them off in that direction.
Which route did I take when I went with him?
I think you guys probably travelled with people, so you probably went via Riverbourne across the cleft. It's also technically a safer route.
I was thinking, yeah, because if it's the cleft, it means nothing's really getting across there. Because
Yeah.
there's probably a patrol to stop things getting into that area.
I mean, the cleft is the section of the continent that was split when the over-god Lord Ryan sundered the Fire Titan. This is one end of the cleft, one end of that split. It split this continent.
It's pretty cool, but pretty all
But it's not the Ayurk level of split. The water still exists there. It was just the land that was cut. So it's a very, very large, long river for all intents and purposes. But
It's a lock.
so yeah, it would be easy enough to get across. It is literally just a boat across. But cool. So you are going up and around. So yeah, essentially 2 days pass without any problem. Advances the day. Dink, dink.
On that first day, I'm gonna swap Goodberry. I assume I can do this. Is it long rest, or does it have to be done on level up spells for rangers?
For Rangers level.
Rangers level up.
Oh, okay. I'm gonna keep Goodberry because I'm not leveled up.
Oh,
As you were, gentlemen.
Was there 3 in that package?
Yes, right.
Yeah,
Yeah.
if your magic comes from a god, then you can change it each day. Otherwise,
book.
it's yeah.
God, book, or juridic. Basically. Cool. Yeah. So nothing happens for those first 2 days. You come to the 27th of Praetor. It's a bit warmer. It's about 5.6 degrees. There's only a gentle breeze. There's no rain.
5.6 degrees is cold.
Yeah.
I said
I see.
I said a bit
A bit
warmer.
warmer.
It is a bit warmer than the 3.9 from 2 days ago.
There's also less wind.
3.9.
Yeah, man.
Can you round it up or down, man? Jesus.
Excuse me, the numbers. I'm gonna use the numbers.
He just likes having such a nice calendar.
Yeah, I like having my calendar. Okay, I want to play with my calendar.
Ivan has a problem with how cold it is.
I do. 3.9.
It's fucking cold.
6.4.
This is
Like
nice.
it's like my office.
That's like.
It's early spring.
Well, because we're from a different place.
Part likes
On
this
the
one.
I think it's
continent.
quite
I'm very
refreshing.
happy with this temperature.
So, yeah, the 2 days so far passed without incident. As you ride on, you make your way through various fields. You're traveling through open plains more than anything. The sky is filled with passing clouds, and the ground smells of wet earth, as it has just been raining heavily for the last couple of days.
We're probably not riding too fast then.
No, probably not. Yeah, you're traveling pretty safely because it is cold and wet.
Yeah.
It's probably some of it is frosted over. As you know, with the temperature, the frost lasts for a decent length of time through the day. You've just sort of broken camp, heading off, and you are passing through a field of sort of vibrant green grass, and all around you are blooming flowers. Dozens of colours and a suite of unique aromas assail your senses, but the most populous of all these flowers are violets. A patchy sea of purple expands out on either side of the road that winds through this field. So, very quickly, who has proficiency in either nature or survival?
Oh, I must
Yes.
have one of those two.
I have one of them.
Nope.
Neither.
Neither.
I'm a city boy.
Survival.
No.
I'm a soldier.
Okay, so Shamsi, you have survival.
I have survival.
You have survival. Is that it?
Yeah.
Awesome.
Lol. Alright.
That's cool. So, what you two notice as you are riding through this thing,
Yep.
is that first and foremost, this species of violets is in full bloom, out of season. It is about 4 months too early.
That's very out of season.
Yeah, yeah. Secondly, you notice the plants are gathered together in unnatural shapes. One of some of them look like humans laid out, spread eagled upon the ground. That is what you guys are aware of. But before you do anything, bear with. Shade.
What?
You notice that there is wind blowing in from the southeast. You can see that the plants are sort of moving and twitching, but not in correlation to the wind. And as you guys notice this,
Yep.
I cast measure.
I've been doing this each day.
yep, the plants begin to move, and we're going to take a break there.
Okay then.
Have I cast Mage Armor yet, or would this be the point where it would be no next time?
It will be in your first round of combat because you don't notice this unless you were casting it daily.
I wasn't casting it daily. I don't
Cool.
feel that pressure.
There we go. So, bear with us for part 2. We will be right back momentarily. Go check us out on all the
Yeah.
social medias and the things.
No.
See you in a bit.